to What's Poppin' Friday, where we bring the pop, the heat, and all the juicy stuff in between. Today is a phenomenal day. Isn't that a phenomenal day, Fernando?
Absolutely.
Why is it a phenomenal day?
Bro, we have the one and only Jessica Gomez.
Get the heck out of here. Jessica, welcome to What's Poppin' Friday. How you feeling today?
Whoop, whoop.
I know, yes, absolutely. Yeah, we were doing a lot of whoop whoop when we found out that you were coming on. We're like, Jessica really wants to be on our podcast? And she said, yeah, just
I'm
like that.
super excited.
All right, I could tell she's super excited. Thank you for that. She was doing the California car wash right now, right?
You want it again?
Yeah, do it again. Oh, look at that. All right, the California car wash. Jessica, the question that is on everyone's mind right now is, Jessica Gomez, what's poppin'?
But hold on, Mark. What about What's Poppin' Fridays? What do we do here?
On What's Poppin' Fridays, what do you mean?
Your intro. The intro, bro.
I did the intro.
Did you?
I did the intro, right? I did the intro.
Oh, shoot.
We bring the heat, the pop, and all that good stuff.
Oh, shoot.
All right,
that's
sorry,
right,
everybody.
Right.
The wine is kind of getting to us. And
The wine is hitting.
talking about this wine, Jessica, because this wine apparently is hitting us a little hard today.
Mm-hmm.
What are we drinking today?
Well, we are drinking a nice glass of Pinot Noir
Pinot Noir.
from
Ooh,
Chile.
From Chile.
Actually, I haven't tried it yet, so.
What?
Take
Well,
a sip.
cheers. Cheers to trying Chile wine, Pinot Noir. And the verdict is,
It's wonderful.
it is. I love
I
it.
like
What, do
it.
you like it?
It's amazing, yeah.
I didn't want to say anything because I love anything that's got alcohol. So I'm like, should I say it's wonderful? Because everything's wonderful. It's got a good alcohol content, which this does. So Pinot Noir. Why Pinot Noir anyway? How did you arrive at Pinot Noir being one of your favorite cocktails?
Pinot Noir is, currently my favorite. I think as of lately, I'm not into anything that's too sugary or, anything like that. So this just satisfies the palate. If you're having a nice dinner, it also just sits in nice. So it's a nice afternoon drink or, after 5 or whatever.
Oh my goodness. I know, after 5, after noon, after 9 a.m., whatever it is.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere in the world.
Right?
Something
That
in
it
the world,
is.
absolutely. Is it really? We got to do the math on that. Anyway, so that's a whole nother podcast. But Jessica, Pinot Noir, that's your favorite drink. That's you Cheerios or chicken for dinner, whatever it is. You're eating it or you're drinking Pinot Noir, right?
Yes.
I love that. Good. It's such a delicious wine. I love Pinot Noir. Again, but I do like anything that's got high alcohol content, which this does. So I was asking you, Jessica, besides drinking Pinot Noir, having some freshly popped popcorn, what else what's popping? What's in Jessica's world? What's going on? Talk to us.
Poppin'? Not much. I'm excited that we're finally having some sunny days out here. I'm excited for the spring. I feel like every year during the springtime, I see the blooms outside and some color and I get energized. So.
Well, Fernando did say that whenever you walk into the office, you're bringing the sunshine with you. Is that California sunshine possibly, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, guys, we'll get a little bit more into this, but I keep mentioning California because our girl here was in California, right? And she was having a lot of fun taking in that sun. And so what else is going on with you? You are in California. You're here taking in the sun.
What's poppin'?
What's popping? What else is popping, Jessica?
Sure. Well, I was in California for some time, but I'm back in the city. I'm back in the grind. I'm back in the real estate world. And that's what's going on. Just kind of ready to take on the year.
I love that. Good. Ready. How's everything going out there? Because I know I'm hearing it's a little crazy out there. Are you experiencing that?
I wouldn't call it crazy. I think right now it's if you just kind of stick to what you know and what you do know how to do and lean on your team and lean on your people, I wouldn't call it crazy. I would call it a little different for sure, but
I told you, bro. You owe me $20.
All right. Damn it. All right. I'm losing money already, Jessica. Let's turn this around. So, Jessica, let me ask you. You're in real estate. You're in real estate, right? She's in real estate. Of course, she's in real estate.
so?
Absolutely, yeah. She's in real estate
one of the top
and
players on the team.
one of the top agents on the FRJ group and one of the top agents at Remax Loyalty. You should feel very proud of yourself because I know we feel very proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And what led Jessica to be a realtor? How did you get into real estate?
Well, funny story. I ran into Remax Loyalty about 6 years ago on a walk.
Get out. No way.
Yes, because I had I don't know if many of you know this or if you two know this, but I had a paint and sip studio, like an art studio down the street from Fullerton. And then I wanted to do something a little different than art at that time. Again, 6 years ago plus actually.
Oh, wow.
And I was walking one day and I walked in, just very, I don't want to curse, but very boldly, I guess. And I asked,
Okay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're totally fine if you curse here. Right?
Yeah.
Just try to keep it to a minimum because I've heard you outside of the podcast. And yeah, it could get a little heavy there at times, but good. Yeah, go ahead. So you walked into Remax Loyalty. So you had a beer bottle in a brown bag and you walked in and you said what?
well, I had some Pinot Noir at the time.
Oh, Pinot
my
Noir
bag.
in a brown bag.
In my tote bag.
Your tote bag.
In my Trader Joe's tote bag.
Ah, okay. So it was in a brown bag. I'm sorry. That was somebody else, I guess. I apologize. Go ahead, Jessica. Don't mind me.
But anyway, I walked in and I was like, well, do you guys need some help in here? And, at that time I was interested in real estate and as a career. And I didn't really know much about it, but I was interested enough to walk in and again, ask some questions, introduce myself. And I was like, hi, it's Jessica. Do you need some help? What's going on in the office? And long behold, I became a part of the office. But yeah, it's been a ride ever since.
That is so freaking awesome. And you were on your way to do a sip and paint class?
Yes, I was on my way to instruct one. So I was the instructor at the time. I did like evening classes, weekend classes for birthday parties and all that fun stuff. So
that is so freaking awesome. I mean, you're walking over to your sip and paint class. You have a guy there butt naked waiting for you to get painted or be your muse, but you still thought about real estate.
yes.
Now that is focus, Jessica. I love that. I love that. Absolutely. Yes. And so when you got into real estate, what is it that you experienced getting into real estate?
Or actually, why real estate?
Well, why real estate? I think this started
that's a good
a
question.
little bit before, like I even ran into Remax Loyalty, but I was having conversations with like some of my friends at another job that I held at the bank at that time. Will not name which bank, but we were just kind of brainstorming. Some 20-something year olds rather. We were just talking about like what is real estate and what does a realtor do, and they were like, well, real estate can be a lot of things. You can do real estate as a transactional agent. You can go into real estate on the management side. You can do marketing for real estate. You can be an investor. You can be a flipper. And that's what I think attracted me to it. Just how versatile it is as a career, how versatile it is as when it comes to the things that you can do within like real estate itself.
Right.
So it was just like a big umbrella of like ideas that came into my mind
Different opportunities.
and
Different
opportunities and just like it really sparked my interest. And that's why when I was walking down the street, I was like, well, this is the perfect time to walk in and ask some questions and kind of see what I find out. And yeah.
So what'd you find out?
Well, at that time,
Yeah, right.
at that time, I found out Remax Loyalty has a very nice receptionist, very
Ooh,
kind, very nice
yes.
people, very open to talking, very approachable. And they were like asking me a few questions like, well, why do you want to be in real estate?
Right.
And, I don't even remember what I answered at that time, but I guess it was good enough to get the managing broker out and, ask me some questions.
I remember what you said. Yeah, they
What
told
did
me
I
about
say?
it.
Oh, God.
You're like, this guy Fernando Rocha, he's doing these reels. He just makes it look fun. He makes it look exciting. He makes it look very lavish lifestyle.
So easy, a lot of money.
So easy, a
Oh,
whole lot of
yeah.
money, right? Is that what it was?
No, actually,
Okay, I don't know.
I
Okay,
hadn't
I'm
watched
sorry.
any of those, any of his reels.
Or his TikToks or any of that
That
stuff.
would have made
Okay.
it easier to just go
There you go. Yeah.
straight in.
So it struck you that they were very kind to you. They were very welcoming. And you said, maybe I should look into this, right?
Yes.
All right. So what happened after that? Were you already taking your real estate classes at that point?
No, actually. So, I mean, talking a little bit more with the managing broker at the time, they were like, well, you come from a very different background. Like, you are an artist,
right.
and usually, I mean, even the stereotypical things that you think about when it comes to artists is that they're a little like, it's different. They're in the creative world. It's not really like numbers, math, analytics, anything that comes with data, business, entrepreneurship. And that's kind of what I found very quickly, that it was definitely two different worlds. But at the same time, being an artist, I had already been an entrepreneur because I was running my business. So I had some sort of knowledge with like operations and business expenses and all that jazz. So anyway, I was like, I can do this. I mean, I know there's going to be a lot to learn, but that's actually what grabbed me too. I was like, well, it's a challenge, and that's what I was craving at the time too, like a challenge, a career, something a little outside of that, like art world that I had already been a part of for some years. So
Yeah, and you don't shy away from challenges. It's one of the things that I've noticed, which is incredible. It's one of the things that makes you so special, right? Is that you grab the bull by the horns and you take care of business. So I love that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and actually, and I see that all the time on a daily basis. I feel like she brings that creative side of just over to real estate. She always has this amazing ideas like, we should do this, we should do that, let's change this. Whoa, actually, you know what? I never thought about it like that. But
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, absolutely. And so that's wonderful. I could totally see how you could be as successful as you are in real estate, having that creative imagination and not shying away from a challenge, which is it could be a lot of challenges in real estate for sure. And so, Jessica, you're in this challenging world now. You're in real estate, you have your license, you're in it. What would you say is your specialty when it comes to real estate? Because like you mentioned, there's so many different parts of real estate, right? There's so many different things that you could specialize in. What is Jessica's niche, would you say?
my niche is, I mean, residential real estate. I think I work with a lot of first-time home buyers, first-time sellers, and anyone that's trying to build something like in the beginning stages with real estate or via real estate, I would say. So residential.
Residential, good. Have you gone into a little bit of that commercial stuff or no?
Only from like an observation point. So no, I haven't gone in there.
But I know Jessica Gomez would not shy away from a challenge, right? Because I feel like I know you already. Right? I didn't know you already, but I know you a lot more now.
Yeah, I've given the opportunity. That's actually a conversation that's coming up, lately, like just between colleagues and everything. I'm learning about what exactly. It's a little bit different, but yeah, I don't shy away from a challenge. So who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I love
and Sears Towers and whatnot, or I should say Willis Towers.
Willis Towers.
I still call it Sears Tower. Darn it! I'll never call it Willis Tower. Damn you, Willis Tower. Sears Tower, it is absolutely.
Yeah, and what do you think gravitated you, or I guess the direction you went within that niche? Helping out this first-time home buyers, or you think naturally just something that happened?
I think naturally it happened. I mean, from the very beginning, I knew that I had a lot to learn, right? And I started working with families. I started working with investors on a level of like they were flipping homes. Maybe it was like their first flip, second flip, and just like hearing their stories of how proud they are when they make this very first step, or when they make that very first sale, even with their investment. Like all that just kind of started building some energy and some even more interest and a bigger desire to keep on helping them and keep on doing better on their behalf as well. So I think it was a natural thing, but I still love it. To this day right now. So.
Well, you have a quite a personality, and a personality that really cares about people. It's a very beautiful personality where you really care to make sure to put a smile on your client's face. And I've noticed that. And I could see that you take great pride when you're able to deliver those keys at the closing. And I see you taking these pictures, and you're almost happier than the people that are buying this house. I'm like, I think she's happier than anyone else, right?
Are they the owner, or is just the owner?
Yeah, right. Wait, who's buying it here? I don't know who's getting the keys here, but I know Jessica looks happy as heck.
Yeah.
So it's like, and where does that come from? Where does that caring come from? How is it that you find so much beauty in being able to deliver those dreams to your clients?
Where does the caring come from?
The genuine character.
That genuine.
I mean, I don't know, you know.
Ah,
I
is
I
it
wish
the
I
Pinot
could tell
Noir?
you it's the Pinot Noir right now. But no, I think just the natural care is has been something that I mean I wouldn't even highlight for myself. I think my focus comes from doing a good job, doing a great job in anything that I'm a part of. I'm almost borderline perfectionist, and that comes also with the service that I deliver when it comes to, you know, during the process for anyone, a family, any family that I'm really helping. It comes from wanting to do a good job and wanting to feel like I'm doing a good job. And if I feel like I dropped the ball, or I feel like maybe I need to do better or whatever, that's what drives me. And I think that translates into, at the end of the day, putting a smile on people's face just naturally, because you want to do good. You just want to do a good job. Why? I don't know.
Well,
it
I could see real estate kind of being like an art form, right? And at the end of the day, your piece of art, your work of art, is your buyer being in their new home. How does that differentiate from you seeing one of your paintings, one of the final product after you're done with it? How is that similar? How is that different? Would you relate them, or, you know?
Sure. I think it just kind of relates to what I just said. Like, whatever you're a part of, wanting to do just a good job, right? And when I'm doing a painting, I usually just kind of, I'm creating, and if I don't think it looks good to me or perfect to me, it's not done. And sometimes I kind of get caught up in that, and it takes me maybe months to finish a piece, or a year plus to finish a piece. And that's just because I want it to feel good and I want it to look good for me.
The deal needs to look good.
Yes.
So the deal that you get your client needs to look good.
Yes,
You know, you should probably write a book like Art of the Deal.
I should.
You know what I mean?
That's-
Something
maybe
like
that's-
that.
No,
Well,
don't do that. Don't get sued.
Like, oh wait, Zoo, what? You know, anyway, that's the only
That
Art of the
already
Deal that
exists,
I would
huh?
read.
That already
is the one that
exists.
Jessica Gomez writes.
And he's the president right now. Don't
Yeah.
get sued.
Oh, well, Mark.
Oh my goodness.
on.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize. Anyway, Art of the Deal that Jessica Gomez writes is the one that I would read for sure. Absolutely. Yes.
All right, and Jess, you know, I know a little bit of what goes on your daily basis, but what exactly goes on in Jess's day on a daily basis?
Sure. I mean, starting from the morning, I like to rise a little bit earlier to take some time to, you know, spend with my dog, kind of prep
What's your
for the
dog's
day.
name?
Mila.
What kind of dog do you have?
She's a corgi mixed with Shih Tzu.
No, you can't swear on air. Can you mute that? Can we bleep that out or something? Okay, I'm sorry. What
Did
kind of
I
dog do you have?
mispronounce-
What kind of dog do you have again? I'm sorry.
I don't, unknown.
It's an unknown dog. It's just
It's a
looks
Shih
like a
Tzu,
dog.
Mark. It's a Shih Tzu.
for all we know, it could be a coyote. Who knows? He just has some type of
A
dog.
mini coyote.
Mini coyote. All right. Good. I'm sorry. So you have this lovely dog. How old is your dog?
Yeah, she's 6 now.
6 years
Yeah.
old. Did you ever as a pup?
I did.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. All right.
did.
So you're a mama,
am.
a little coyote. I love that. Or just call your coyote Wiley. Right, Wiley. Anyway, no.
No, she
Why
likes
you-
Mila.
Okay, Mila. All right, Mila's
Mila,
good. Mila, Wiley, Coyote. And you like walking your dog and stuff?
Sure, just kind of get again like in the mindset of like what's gonna happen for the day. But before that, I do enjoy a nice walk. And then starting the day with a nice cup of coffee as well. That's always a highlight of my day.
Yeah, I love that. And you know, you strike me as someone that's very health conscious, especially when I take a picture next to you. You could totally tell that you know, one of us is more health conscious than the other, for sure. So, would you say that's kind of part of your routine, your health routine?
Oh yeah, well-being is definitely at the forefront, especially now, especially for the last like couple of years. And that it could be like reading a book, listening to an audio book, going for a morning run, especially now that it's nice outside, doing a quick workout, whether it's at the gym or at home. I'm learning how to do a little bit of yoga. I'm not a yogi just yet,
all right.
but I do practice a little bit of yoga. So just doing something, anything that is outside of, you know, like work, but something that's for me, like that helps me a ton. So, and then of course, every once in a while I do juice. I was doing it consistently every Sunday. Now I have to go back to it.
See, she's a juicer, bro. You owe me $20.
I am.
She's a juicer.
You called it?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
called.
$20.
Called it.
All right, well, that's good that you stay healthy. You stay healthy,
Hey, and
and
I might add, you have to carve out a little bit of time for those outfits because she's probably the most fashionable in the team.
is that
coming-
wrong? I have noticed you're very fashionable. How do you do that? I mean, geez, is it your art side of you, your artsy side that comes out?
I think so, actually. I think it is like a part of that expression, like that creative expression somehow. It's whether it's art or like through dressing ups, you know, we're wearing something funky, even if it's like cool socks or something, like a cool piece. Like it's those little things that bring you joy sometimes. So
You know
yeah.
what? I wear cool underwear and no one ever. Okay. Anyway, I never get compliments on it. But so you get very creative with your outfit. That's awesome. You get very creative when it comes to getting a deal done too. That's a beautiful thing, right? And you have to. What does I mean, I know you're walking your dog. I know you're juicing, and I know you're injecting. I mean, you're doing all kinds of stuff, right, to stay healthy, which is a beautiful thing, right? What does your typical day look like?
Sure. And then once, I come into work, the mornings are usually for emails, checking anything that's pending from the day before. Usually now delving into maybe speaking to a few clients that need your attention, that need check-in. And then, I take like a 2-hour lunch. No.
I heard about that.
Yeah,
I heard about
but
I look up, where's Jess?
I'm watching again.
Yeah, right. And by the way, Jess, we haven't even brought this up. You're part of a team.
Yes,
That's phenomenal. What team are you part of?
the FRJ group.
FRJ Group. I hear a lot of good things about the FRJ Group and their fearless leader, Mr. Fernando Rocha. Absolutely.
That's right. We're
You know what?
so blessed to have Jess on the team. We love her mentality, her leadership skills, I should say, right? So she's not afraid of anything, Mark. Let me tell you that.
I'm learning that, all right. I'm learning that, all right.
Yeah.
So next time that I go to a bar in a dangerous area, I'm definitely going to bring you along because I don't want to get jumped or nothing. I want to make sure I have a fearless person watching my back at all times. Because one time I went over with Fernando, we got into some stuff. He was
I'm outta here,
He
bro.
was
I'm
gone.
outta
He
here.
was gone. I didn't even know
But
that.
if Jess was there, bro.
I didn't even know his Tesla went that fast. That freaking Tesla went like 200 miles per hour in no time. Oh my goodness. So Jessica, we may need you for that, right? A little
Well,
back, a little
Call
fearless.
me. I might be unavailable that day.
There you go. She may be somewhere else, in another part of town, maybe in California. Who knows where she's gonna be? That's one of the things I love about you. Who knows where Jessica's gonna be? She's gonna be somewhere nice and glamorous, right?
Yes, you gotta add to that air of mystery around you.
Yeah. So you're part of the FRJ group. You're kicking butts, right? You're coming in here at 2:00. You start your day 2:00, and you're out by 6. Is that what it is?
Take lunch at 3.
3 for a couple of hours, 2-3 hours. Who's counting, right, Fernando?
What's up, guys?
There you go. But she still
And
gets the job
closing
done.
the number.
She's closing them deals left
Yeah.
and right. I don't know how you do it, Jessica, but when I find out that formula, when you're nice enough to share that formula with me, I'm going to take advantage of it. I'm going to copy you.
Hey, we have an NDA, so I can't disclose that.
No
so don't ask
NDA.
me, Mark, please. Sorry.
Lord, oh
Sorry,
my
sorry,
goodness.
sorry.
If I had the hairdo, I would take over the world for sure.
And Jess, from your perspective, what current, I guess, trends are you seeing in the real estate market right now?
Sure.
What's happening right now? Tell
Yeah,
us.
what's happening?
What's happening in real estate? I mean, I think different things are happening at in different markets. Lately, I've been kind of keeping my eye on, of course, Chicago and the greater Chicagoland area because we live here and I transact here. But also different things are happening in like different markets, So certain markets are experiencing what I would call a little bit of a market adjustment from, 4 years ago when things kind of changed during COVID time and that. But I think some areas are experiencing some market adjustments. I think here in the Chicagoland area, prices are holding very good. Equity is holding very good for homeowners, which we love to see. So, I mean, as we know, the market is very like local, specific, but yeah, it's very interesting to see.
So, what's interesting to me too is that I know that you keep your ear out there for what's going on in real estate because I know that you want to make sure your clients are very well informed, right? And how is it that you're able to cut out the noise and make sure that you're focused on the right numbers in real estate as to what exactly is going on out there so that you could bring your clients the best service possible, the best information so they can make the best decisions?
Oh, yes. I am a data girl. Okay, as much as that, again, you zoom out as an artist, that there's the other side of me that loves numbers, that loves data, loves trends, and I will go up and down, left and right to find the appropriate data and data that is actually relevant. So that's how come I'm able to give that advice to our clients to make sure that they make an informed decision, having the data, knowing what's going on in the area, in the neighborhood, comparing those properties to actual properties that are similar. And again, just bringing the relevant numbers and data so that they can review it and then they can make the right decisions for themselves.
Well, I love that you're able to digest that information in a very unique way, because I've seen a lot of your artwork and you have all kinds of graphs and stuff with data, real estate data, but you're able to incorporate the data and the art form all in one. And then there's a naked guy in the background too. Anyway, but you draw it, you make it in art, and you're able to deliver that to your clients. Yeah. Do they freak out and stuff when they see your data and then they see this naked model in the background
Well,
and stuff?
the naked model is only like an exclusive thing. We don't show that to everybody. Okay.
Yeah.
The VIP clients.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, but only the VIPs. I mean, I'm sure that a lot of female buyers and some male buyers will enjoy that very much.
Well, no, but when it comes to like delivering that information to your buyers, I feel like that's part of our job. At least that's part of what I make my job, to make sure that the data is digestible, to make sure that they're able to understand it and read it. And if there's any questions that there is on the things that we are reviewing, that's exactly what I'm here for. So I definitely take some time to inform myself, educate myself before relating that information over, and then making sure that the client is able to understand what we're talking about.
Yeah, right.
And that's like a huge part of it, to make sure that it is, again, understandable. And if there's any questions or anything that's like, wait a minute, why is this here? Why is that like that? Well, that's what I'm here for, to be able to clarify.
Right. And I find it interesting. It's so funny that a lot of realtors out there, they throw all kinds of real estate lingo at their clients. Like the clients are supposed to understand what the heck they're talking about. And it's kind of like when an attorney is hitting you with all kinds of legal jargon and you're like, whoa, hang on a second, explain it to me in layman's terms here. So I think that's one of the beautiful things about you. Not that I've heard you directly, but Fernando mentioned to me that the way that you're able to talk to a client and explain stuff to them, you make it seem so easy to understand, right? Do you do that consciously, or is one of those things where it's like, well, that's just the way I talk?
No, I think that has come with experience.
Right.
I think that's one of the things that I'm even guilty of as a new realtor that I used to do. I used to think, well, I have to use these terms and these things and these big, bigger words or vocabulary or whatever. And it's
Right.
like, well, that's understandable to maybe us. And again, it is a bit of a different language, but now with the experience that I have with speaking with more families and learning them and learning how they take in information, that's what I'm like. I'm here as the filter to make sure that they don't feel like they're overwhelmed by what I'm throwing at them, or not using weird words that maybe we don't even have to use. They're not necessary. So
Amen.
it just
Yep.
came in with that, like learning little by little, like what works better.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, even the team has learned a lot. One of the things that I love about Jess that she did, right? It's something that we didn't implement within our buyer's consultation, but I noticed that after the consultation, she makes sure that the client gets a recap. And along with that, she also gives them the numbers, the average of that neighborhood that they're looking at. I was like, wow, I'm actually very impressed by that, because again, she's all about breaking it down to the client, so they're more prepared and ready to submit an offer when the time comes. So
Yeah.
That is phenomenal. And you figure that it's like a no-brainer. This is
Yeah.
what you're supposed to do.
Right.
So many agents don't do that. And that's one of the special things about Jessica. And Jessica, you make everything look so darn easy. And it's like watching one of these professional sports players on TV and you're like, why didn't they do that? Or how easy they did something and why couldn't all the other ones do it? But it's like when you're a pro and you're out there and you're doing your art, you're doing your craft, you make it look easy, right? So, Jessica, you make it look so darn easy. But what would you say is one of the biggest challenges right now in real estate?
The biggest challenge, I think, right now is the consistency. And I might even add like time management. you know, and the consistency, I mean, of like every single day keeping up the energy. You know, there are some busier days than others, there are some slower days than others, and just kind of keeping focused on the things that you need to do every single day and keeping up the energy to complete them every single day. Because I mean, at the end of it all, real estate is not for the weak. It's a very demanding profession, as we know. But that's definitely one of the things that I'm kind of working through right now, like that, keeping up the consistent energy, keeping up the focus, and just doing it day by day by day by day, week after week after week after month. So
That sounds like you need a whole bunch of caffeine for that, or a whole bunch of Pinot Noir. I mean, oh my goodness, how do you keep those batteries charged? How are you like an Energizer bunny out there?
you know what? Before it used to be just run on coffee, and believe it or not, for the last like 30 something days, I haven't had caffeine. I know, an extra challenge just to feel something, you know?
This girl's always after a challenge.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, next thing you know, she's going to be out there with Katy Perry on one of these spaceships and stuff, just going for the challenge.
Well, you know, that's a separate
You're
topic.
like, oh, get 10 G-forces against me or something. I don't know. Her eyes are coming out of her eye sockets and stuff. Oh, my goodness. All right. But anyway, she's up for the challenge for sure.
No, but before it used to be caffeine. Now, you know, I've incorporated a little bit of a better nutrition and, again, the overall well-being. I know sometimes it goes kind of like maybe we forget about it, how important like a good nutritious meal is, how important a 15-minute run is for you. So nowadays, just keeping up with like some sort of activity, some sort of thing that nourishes me as a person so that I can be ready for my day and I can keep up, you know, again, the focus, the energy, but I think a little bit of everything. Like here soon, I'll go back into incorporating a little bit of caffeine because I do miss it, but just a little bit of working out, spending some time with my family, doing activities outside of like, again, the work, that keeps me energized. Reading, even, I know some people are like, reading. I'm like, yeah, I love to read. I love to sit down for 15, 20 minutes and kind of, you know, work and feed my brain even. So just I try to definitely do the things that I like doing and love doing. And then that translates into, well, I'm going to have a good day because, you know, I'm having a good morning or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. Are you going to be participating in this walk and run that Remax Loyalty is going to be doing? That's a healthy thing to do.
Oh, the Cinco de Mayo?
Cinco de Mayo. Are you going to be participating in that?
Yes, I signed up, and I heard there's like a giant, you know, piñata. So that's why I'm really going. Because
Yeah, right. There's a piñata filled with edibles. Jessica's very excited to get a shot at that piñata. I know. Okay, all right. I see that. I see that you're not just a Pinot Noir girl. Okay, good. That's all good. Hey, it's just between us girls here, so don't worry about it. Right? No one's gonna know
I'll be at the
about
finish
that.
line with the brewskis ready to go.
Yeah, there you go. He's he wanted somebody to carry him on their back, but no one's unless you're ready for the challenge, Mrs. I'm ready for the challenge, girl. And if you're ready for that challenge, then
next
amen.
5K.
Next 5K.
Next 5K,
Alright,
I'll
good.
carry Fernando on my back.
Oh,
Just for that extra
look
shit.
at that.
So?
Hey, easy. I hope you have a license for those. Jeez. Oh, my goodness. All right. It's Chicago, guys. So everyone's got guns up in here. All right.
All right. Well, Jess, let's switch it up to now something more positive as far as what's been the most, I guess, positive or cool experience that you experienced throughout real estate.
Sure. I mean, I think speaking to like past clients, like from before, and having them remember you still, you know, I mean, we all talk to so many people, so many interactions, so many things that we have going on around our worlds. I think one of the most satisfying things is to be able to talk to them after the fact and get a message like, I hope you're doing well, and by the way, I love my house, or you know, getting like a nice little shout out to like, happy birthday, Jessica, by the way, you're the best realtor in the Chicagoland area, or like things like that are like, well, I left like a positive like
Impact in their life?
sure, I left something positive in their lives where they actually remember me, they actually still feel comfortable to message me every once in a while, or to reach out about a question about a document they got in the mail, anything like that. It's like, okay, I do want to be your go-to girl, and I feel great when those people have that trust and that comfort that they can reach out to me. So
That is quite amazing that you're able to get those messages, you know, from people saying that you're an amazing realtor And if you get it every morning, because I have to pay someone to text me every morning and say you're an amazing realtor. So
Really?
the reason that you're able to get that at no cost, that's amazing,
We
Jessica.
don't practice that in our
Wait,
team room.
oh, you don't? Okay. I usually get someone, I pay someone to text me every morning and tell me I'm an amazing realtor. But good, you don't have to pay for it. That's awesome. Good.
No, but you know what? I love that because essentially what you're saying is that the transaction is not over at the closing. That relationship continues on. You're there to help out a homeowner, right, for the rest of that home ownership experience or many other properties that you might help them out with. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And so, Jessica, there's a lot of agents right now that they see you. They see you, right? Some of them park in front of your house and stuff for hours on end. Anyway, you've had to call the cops on those for sure. No, but they see you, they see Fernando, they see all these agents. They're very successful. They're kicking butt out there. And they want to get into real estate. So they're starting off in real estate. What advice would someone that is as successful as you are give to an agent or someone that's just starting off in real estate?
Definitely don't watch the shows.
Don't watch the shows.
It's not as easy as 7 Sunset.
No, we're not walking
Like
around
CIS
in,
Miami or something?
red bottoms, at every single, it's tiring to walk around with red bottom heels. I would know. No. No, but on a
You tried it
serious
out.
note,
Yeah, red bottom heels. I tried that no, I never tried that before.
no, but seriously though, don't watch the shows. The biggest advice that I would give to a new realtor coming in, I would say be a student of the game. And I know this sounds maybe a little bit like an overused phrase, but really, like, just take the time to learn and do it at a pace where it's comfortable. Don't get overwhelmed easily, because this profession, once you are actually in it, it can kind of get overwhelming with all the things that you do have to know, right? So I would just say be a student of the game. Allow yourself to not know everything, but at the same time be interested and make the effort to learn as you go, learn more, get involved with, whatever other agents might be doing in your office, and lean on the people around you. That's why it's so important, I think, to have an amazing team, have, amazing leadership in positions so that you can actually lean on them.
Right.
But yeah, biggest advice, just learn, and make sure that you have a couple people that perhaps have more experience than you, that know more than you, and be
absolutely. It's
open-minded.
valuable. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's huge.
You know what? You said something key right now. Open-minded, right?
Yes.
And I think that the biggest challenge for good realtors that stops them from being great realtors is that they're not open-minded. They're not willing to learn more. And I love that you are willing to learn, right? You're like a sponge. You're always looking for information because you know that information is going to give you the edge. It's going to allow you to continue your growth journey, right? So I think that's phenomenal. How is it that you're able to stay or keep this amazing focus? Because I have noticed you, since you've gotten back into kicking butt the way that you have been, is that I see a true focus in your eyes. I see a true focus when I'm seeing you work. And this is a very honest statement on my part, is that I see this focus. And it's like, what is it? How is it that you're able to stay so focused, being that there's so much noise out there? Hey, Jessica, come over here. Be a recruiter for us. You can make shares in our company, or you could do this, you could do that. But no, you're staying with the mission, which is helping people accomplish their dreams, help them accomplish their goals, which in turn is allowing you to accomplish your dreams and goals. How is it that you're able to keep this amazing focus?
Yeah. Well, as of lately, it's by experience, with experience. I think that, again, just like any other person, right, we sometimes can give in to the noise. We sometimes can let the noise distract us. And I'm by no means the exception, honestly. And the way that I've learned now how to be focused is by reminding myself what is really important. What am I here to do? And what do I actually care about doing? Do I, care about being a manager or a recruiter or whatever the case may be. No, I'm a real estate professional. I'm a real estate broker,
Right.
and I'm here to deliver great service to the people that are in front of me, which are my clients. So it's become a little bit of, it's like a refinement, and it's a practice. And especially now with the world in itself being so noisy outside of real estate, it is a daily practice, and it's some of that self work that you have to do, the self-development, that if you care enough about yourself, about your career, about what you're doing, if you're passionate, then you have to remind yourself, well, what's important to me? What's important for me? What do I really value?
Do you think that your clients are better served by that focus?
100%.
Right?
100%. Because
so the shares are not going to get you rich.
well, some of them might, but then I don't know about, certain structures or certain things. I think you can play a couple different games to get rich if that's where you're trying to go, but you
you're
have
a
to be
casino
smart about
girl.
it. Well, but
Yeah. What, craps or blackjack? What's your
poker.
game?
Poker.
Actually, no, I don't play poker.
No.
Yeah, she does not play poker.
You might
She has a
believe
good-
me.
Yeah,
I don't
she
know
has
if
a
I
good
had-
poker face.
Let me see her.
Actually.
Poker.
No, she's not. Doesn't have a poker. I don't know if it's a
Fernando
Pinot
almost
Noir.
believed me.
I don't know if it's a Pinot Noir or
She
what
had
it
me
is,
for
but
2 seconds.
there you go. She had me for 2 seconds. That's all it was. Absolutely.
Well, Jess, how do you manage your work-life balance?
That's part of what I'm working towards still. I've been doing this for 6 years plus now, and that work-life balance is something that's always been in my radar, in my mind. There's been times when there has been no balance at all, meaning, it might get so super busy that you find yourself working long hours, working 6 days a week, 7 days a week. So I've definitely experienced that. Nowadays, I try to work on a smaller scale versus thinking of the whole week. So doing like daily time blocks helps. Doing the activities that when you sit down for an hour, actually do it and not get distracted by everything else. And that allows for you to actually focus on the activity at hand and then maybe free up some time later. I've also put a lot of focus too on spending more family time because that's super important for me. So nowadays that it's just when I sit down to do an activity, just try to not get distracted by like screen time or social media or even chatting up too much or whatever the case may be, just being more conscious of the time that I'm spending and where I'm allocating my time. By all means, I'm still working on it and I'm still trying to find that harmony more than a balance, I would say, more harmony between my personal life and my work life. And that's essentially what I'm trying to achieve, just to have that good harmony. I think that's a better word
That
for
good
me.
balance,
That good
harmonious life.
harmonious life more
Yes,
than anything.
right,
Because
right.
again, sometimes you'll get pulled into this, get pulled into that, but I'm still going to work on it. I'm going to continue to work on it. And I am still, again, working on fine tuning my time block so that when I sit down to do certain, like an activity or something, I'm actually doing it and not distracted
Yeah,
by it.
right.
Yeah, because I see it all the time, right? So pretty much what I'm getting off of this is that you're being proactive with the time that you're setting out to do, right? Where there's a lot of agents that might feel like because they're at the office 10 hours a day that they're very productive, right? But how productive are you in that time? So I love it. Yeah, time blocking for sure. I could definitely see how that improves the time right now. That leads on to extra free time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So-
and I gotta say, from the time that you first started in real estate, I know that you were ready to again take on the world, right? When it came to real estate, and I saw it, and you were very successful. But I did notice that you seemed a little bit stressed out. And one of the biggest changes, one of the biggest dynamics now is that I see you being able to figure things out a little bit more, where you seemed a little bit more relaxed. You seem a little bit more zen, if you will, with life. And I wasn't sure if it was the legalization of marijuana or if it was that you just found the right recipe for life or what it is. I would go with the latter. So
No comment.
yes, and but you're able to now enjoy real estate. You're seeming a little less stressed out, and you're still able to deliver those smiles, which I think is a big plus, right? A huge big plus. And I know that you're right now, you have a whole bunch of clients, you're helping out a whole bunch of people, listing, selling, et cetera, et cetera. So you know what's going on in real estate right now, right?
Right.
Yeah, she does have a good poker face. So you know what's going on in real estate. What do you see going on right now? How do you see the market moving forward next few months, next few years? What's Jessica's outlook on the market?
Sure.
Why should I be excited? Why should I be afraid? Should I hide under the bed?
Absolutely not. Going back to one of the things that has always attracted me and kept me in real estate is the diverse opportunities. There are always going to be opportunities in real estate, regardless of how the market fluctuates, because there are, regardless of how the economy fluctuates even. But we know that real estate is one of those assets that holds through most things that could happen in an economy, in the country, whatever the case may be.
Wealth builder.
Absolutely. So the equity, again, we still foresee that to hold for the next few years. And I think that for anyone, we should still continue to do what we always do, is look for opportunity.
But what about all those people that say that the market's going to crash? The market's going to crash.
Well, is it? I mean, honestly, I've been hearing that the market's going to crash since COVID. I had a lot of people tell me when the pandemic hit, a lot of people were scared, and rightfully so, sure, because it was a very scary time. I mean, we were covered up and we were almost not able to see each other for how long? It was very scary. But that was one of the things that I kept hearing back when it started. It's, the prices are going to, come down. The market's going to crash. And it hasn't. It's actually, it's been one of the periods where the most increase in equity has happened. A lot of people really took advantage of the opportunities out there. A lot of people took advantage of acquiring that home of their dreams. And so I'm like, that didn't happen. We've been hearing that the market's going to crash.
So these people that were as fearless and fearless and focused as you, are they sitting on some nice equity right now when they purchased during COVID or after COVID?
Some really nice equity.
Very nice equity, right?
Yes.
And these are the people that are now able to leverage that equity and be able to sell and buy properties that are, exactly what it is that their growing family or changing family, I should say, it better accommodates their family, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, good. And how is it that you're able to help people get rid of all that noise and be able to focus on that real estate is an essential part of their life, but it's something that they should not put their life on hold for, whether the market is going up or down. It's something they need housing, right?
Exactly.
And long term, it's something that's going to benefit them. How is it that you're able to get them to focus on that?
Yeah, I mean, sure, we have to acknowledge that, again, there is noise and that there is fear. That's number one. So listening, hearing them out. Secondly is really focusing on what your family needs and wants. What do you have, what do you need? What do you want?
Right.
Do you want to be a homeowner? Do you want to continue renting? Do you want to be an investor, or do you want to hold off until whatever, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from today and kind of let opportunities go by? I mean, I don't know. So I really try to get to know the person that I'm in front of and really learn what it is that they need, get to know them a little bit more. And at the end of the day, determine that way if it makes sense for them to make a move right now, for them to make a move in 6 months, 12 months, 24 months. I mean, I, talk to people, consult with people up to 24 months plus before they actually make a move. So I really do take that approach of like being more of like a consultant, a listener, and learning that way. And it's not based on the noise or, the fluctuation or the volatility or whatever is going on out there. It's more about what do you want and what do you need.
Amen. Yeah. Having focused on their unique situation as opposed to the general market out there is like what's going to work for them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. The market might go up, it might go down, but overall it's still going to be up, right? So,
Yeah,
absolutely.
as markets do.
Absolutely. So Jess, if it wasn't for real estate, we know that you're a true artist at heart. What would Jess be doing if it wasn't for real estate?
Right now,
Yeah.
I would be living in Spain or
Whoa.
Portugal, and I would be painting my life away.
Wow.
Get out.
Yes.
Oh, wow. All
I know.
right.
I would probably be what do they call them? Not a nomad, not a digital nomad, but
nomad.
a
It's a
nomad.
nomad,
It's a nomad, yeah.
yeah.
Someone that's traveling
Maybe you
and
do art digitally and you become a digital nomad.
hey,
Digital
maybe.
nomad, yeah.
But if I wasn't doing real estate, I would definitely be traveling, and like those two countries just like interest me so much. Or there's so
Why?
much beauty out there. Well, the like the richness in the culture. There's so many places that don't look like the U.S. that don't feel like the U.S. Their food, their beaches, their art scenes. I mean, just everything is like so interesting, so different than the world that I know. So I would be over there any day.
Just a
The
quick
chance to
reminder,
visit out
what's
there.
your language? I'm sorry. Go ahead. Quick reminder. I'm sorry, go ahead.
And me myself, I mean, I had the opportunity to go out there and visit, and for sure, it's definitely a culture shock. It's a beautiful life. It's just completely different. It's not how the U.S. is, but I could definitely see you there for sure.
Yeah, I think Fernando did share with me that he really enjoyed being able to wear the swimwear that they wear out there in Portugal and Spain, right? I mean, it shows quite a bit, but
No swimwear.
I'm just saying, it was a very freeing experience for Fernando, and I appreciate that. I'm with you on that one for sure. And so, you have so much going on right now. I know you'd be an artist, you'd be in Spain, you'd be in Portugal. It sounds phenomenal. I mean, I'm with you there. I would totally love to do that. What piece of advice would you give someone? Would you give your special self when you were a younger person? What piece of advice would you give to yourself?
That's a very good one. And I don't know if I would tell myself not to be so hard on myself. But at the same time, I feel like that same pressure that I put on myself is what propels me to do certain things. But I would just tell her to maybe chill out a little bit
Oh my goodness.
and not want to run and eat up the world all at the same time. It's like I heard this one thing, or I read or heard this one thing that is like, you can have anything you want, just not all at once. So you can have anything you want, but don't try to do it all at once. So that's an advice that I would give like my 21-year-old self when I was trying to do like 3 different things, 5 different things. It's just like, don't put so much pressure on yourself. Again, like give yourself some grace, take your time to learn, take your time to live. It's okay. Take a breather. Which I think I've implemented now a little bit later, but I would definitely tell her to like chill out a little bit.
So 2 years ago, you would give yourself that advice at 21.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, that's very good advice. And I know that there's a lot of pressures, right? Especially when you're a younger person. I could totally see it in you when you got that hunger and stuff. And there's a lot of pressure there that leads to a whole lot of stress. And you're not able to enjoy yourself as much, right? So bravo to you. Applause for enjoying your life as you are. I see you. I follow you on social media, and I'm like, where in the world is Jessica Gomez today? And like, where's she going to pop up at? What beach is she going to be? Oh, I'm sorry. What? Oh, no. I'm sorry. I was going to watch my language again.
Where in Spain are you?
Where in Spain? Where in Portugal is she at? What is she painting today? Right? Hey, where can someone kind of look at some of your masterpieces, some of your artwork?
Ooh, it's studiotangerine.org.
Studiotangerine.org.
Or on Instagram, yeah.
On Instagram as well. I love it. I follow it. So I'm a big fan. I've been wanting to buy some of your artwork for a while. I've been trying to get it for free. That's probably why I haven't gotten any. But eventually, when I get a little bit of money, enough money, I'm going to be able to buy one of your beautiful artwork.
Hey,
So
you just gave me a
beautiful.
great idea. You see that white wall back there, Jess?
Yes, I know. We're going to have to put some artwork on there, Jess. Feel free to bring it in. You can put a little price tag on it, too. Eventually, Fernando's going to come up with the money. Hey, it's not a bad idea at all. Yes, absolutely.
Let's host your art here.
Yes.
Well, to wrap all this up, I do have a question for you. Why Remax Loyalty? Out of all the companies that you could be working with, out of all the teams that you could be partnered up with?
Remax Loyalty has this camaraderie that can't be matched. And I would know.
Yes.
I think here at Remax Loyalty, it feels like home. Again, from the very start of like when I walked in boldly to the office, asking some questions, and someone that didn't know anything really, I didn't know anything, and I felt that welcome, almost like a hug from day one. And then first year in real estate, I had that still. I felt that like, hey, I'm actually going to help you. It's not just I'm saying, oh, if you need help, reach out and have questions. Like anyone can say that to you, but for someone to actually show up for you and continuously show that support, that's why Remax Loyalty. That's why I'm here still 6 years plus. And even now, you know, with the team, being a part of the team and having like leadership in Mark, you know, having the leadership in position that we have, is you still feel that. I still feel that. I feel like I can reach out and literally pick up the phone and call someone directly and I'll get an answer. Text. It's not like I'm calling the office and being rerouted or redirected or waiting X amount of days to get an answer. Like you get the help, you get the support. I still feel that. And I still feel like, you know, I get the hug, you know, like metaphorically, from my team, from my office. And that's why I'm here.
Well, we love you, Jessica, and that's why you feel that love, because that love is very well deserved. So we love to have you as part of the Remax Loyalty family. You bring so much to it, and it's always an awesome thing when you walk in the door because it brightens up everyone's day, not just the FRJ group.
She brings the daily California sun to us here.
California sunshine. So, Jessica, you're in the greatest city in the world. You are in the greatest real estate company in the city, best city in the world. What else do you want to put out there into the world, into the What's Poppin' Friday audience? Any last words for us?
Any last words? I'm just so excited. I'm excited. I'm excited for this year. I'm super pumped. I'm just like, I can't wait to see where we're going. I can't wait to go to Vegas again with the whole office, hopefully next year.
R4 2026.
Yes. Let's do it.
It's going to be good. Absolutely, yes.
So I'm just super excited, and honestly, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I'm here. I'm grateful that the FRJ group has me as a part of their team, and I'm just from that gratitude, that's where like the excitement's coming from. So those are I think my 2 words to, you know, conclude this. It's
With
just
the California
with the
what?
California
Car wash. All right. There you go. I know a new dance. It's called the California Car Wash. Thank you, Jessica, for teaching me
Hey,
this.
can we do it at the count of 3?
1,
2, 1. Hey,
There you go.
California
There you go.
car wash.
I'm not doing that. I got more moves in a bowl of jello. All right, there we go. So, Jessica, thank you so much for being a guest on What's Poppin' Friday. Fernando, anything to add?
That's it, man. Great
I
guest.
love it.
We're excited to have you in the future. So hopefully we could do a recap on everything. See how Jess is doing a year or 2 from now.
awesome.
Absolutely, Jessica. Keep on doing the Jessica thing. You're doing an awesome job. And I can't wait to see you in Portugal and Spain out there painting your beautiful artwork.
Not soon, but eventually.
Soon. I want you to go do it soon, girl. All right? Absolutely. So
Okay.
thank you guys for joining us on What's Poppin' Friday. Again, thank you to all of you for tuning in. Thank you to our sponsors, Homework with an E, homework.com. Thank you. The DB Group.
Homework.com, I might add.
Oh, I'm
the
sorry.
best home services platform online.
Hey,
Check us
man.
out.
All right.
Yeah.
Right, Jessica? Hey, Jessica's with us, too. Yes.
Absolutely.
I love it. Homework.com, the DB Group with Cross Country Mortgage, Wendy with Wendy Aquino with Loan Depot, and Neighborhood Loans. Thank you guys so much. And of course, George Garcia, DMI Financial. Thank you guys. Appreciate all your support. We'll see you at the next What's Poppin' Friday. Take care, guys.